Hydroponics is a fascinating way of growing plants, and we're seeing more and more interest in that by homeowners as well as those that are new entrepreneurs. Now, hydroponics differs in traditional production systems, as we no longer are using soil to provide some of our nutrients, but in our closed system, we're using water as the method in which our nutrients are being provided. Now, challenges people might have when they move into hydroponics is they need to make sure they select the appropriate system to meet their specific needs on what they're going to be growing, as well as for their production environment. Challenges that we often see is that people do not maintain clean water, so they will have problems with biologicals that tend to get in there, so sanitization is critical. That means that we sometimes have to use various filters as well as UV light production systems. In addition, that we may have to reduce our light that we have if we're going to be growing them outdoors. Some of our plants, such as lettuce, as we have in front of us, require something a little bit cooler, an environment that high sun may cause it to go into flower when we don't need it. Another challenge that we can see happen is insects. Now, before we start growing our crop, we need to be aware of what our potential insect problems could be, as well as what the plant might be susceptible to getting. Once again, the most important thing is sanitization, and then making sure that we have a plan for how we're going to control any of our pest problems. There are organic ways that we can do that. We can use screens in order to prevent insects from coming in there, or we can use some biological pest control systems, but we need to be able to keep track and monitor what those problems would be and be prepared to treat for them. So, as you consider hydroponics as a system that you might be able to use for your home, think about the benefits it can do for you. We can grow fresh produce in areas that might be with contaminated soils, or we have some way that we can produce produce quite quickly in comparison to what we would have if we were growing in the field. Also, we can save on water. As we get into environmental considerations of water risks or maybe water contamination, in a closed system as this, we use a lot less water. So if we have to treat our water, it will save us money on the filtration process. So hydroponics is actually a fun way to produce plants. It offers us the potential to grow plants when we have limited space available, or we may have soils that might not be able to grow plants very well. The system you choose will be beneficial to making sure that you can grow the crops that you would like to grow.